Hello, my beautiful collective. Welcome or welcome back. I'm happy to share this time with you. For today's pick a card reading, we are going to look into if your energy has recently shifted, this reading is for you. So we're going to look at technically, I guess, what's next for you within this energy shift. We're going to take a really quick glimpse into what may have shifted or what area or theme of your life may have shifted recently. And then obviously we'll get some more information. So my lovely, for pile 1, you have the message in a bottle with the dandelion wishes or spores. Pile 2, you have the rose quartz with the dolphin. And pile 3, you have the horseshoe. It says good luck. Okay, my lovelies, take a second. See which charm might be calling to you or pulling your attention, and I'll see you at your choice. Welcome, my beautiful pile 1s who chose the message in a bottle. So we're going to start with the top row over here to find out exactly what area or where you've recently shifted. So we're going to start with the middle card, my pile 1s. Eternal Now. So I'm going to read a little passage, the small passage from the book. However, the energy that I'm feeling here is about presence, relaxation, a sense of exhale, quite literally. The main energy is an understanding of what it means to be present. That's what I'm feeling. That has recently shifted in you or has become more of a daily practice for you. Cool. All right, let's find out what they say. It says, within you is a great strength and courage. However, just because you can manage to keep going when you are drained or stressed, it doesn't mean you have to do so. You are encouraged by your higher guidance to request assistance in letting go of tension within your mind and body. You will gain energy through this release and perhaps even see things in a new and more optimistic light. Shifting into a more present, relaxed, and enjoyable state of being will help you overcome the past and successfully create your future. How perfect is that? So my lovely collective of pile 1, it seems what has shifted in you is, as I was saying, the sense of presence, a new perspective, being at ease, comfortability within self. Let's see what else we got. We have the mystical. Beautiful. And energy. So with this eternal now, this mystical energy that you are creating, again, that's what it is. You have created a space within yourself that is this overflowing or this ever-filling, I should say, source of peace within self, or at least knowing how to tap into that peace when things feel chaotic or hectic. Maybe specifically breath work has been a big part of this shift in you. And it's interesting that I'm getting focused to the actual blowing out of air, and that's what you do with those dandelions, like you make that wish, and that's what I'm feeling here is this sense of exhaling all of this beautiful recognized tension and releasing it and being at peace with releasing it, understanding that it's a process, knowing that you will feel more truly connected to the being that resides within. Love that. Then you have Mercury and dreams. How beautiful. Yeah, talking about what have you, maybe that's an extra message for you. Spirit has been giving you maybe some prophetic dreams or some messages specifically is what I'm getting within your dreams. I'm also hearing to not forget about the dreams from your past or the dreams that are coming up now that you are in a more relaxed state of being. I'm getting a sense of a clarity through vision. a clarity through, deciphering or depicting symbols or symbology for you. A beautiful connection you have that is developing with spirit. It's a lot more calm, it's a lot more clear, like I said, or like I'm trying to say, excuse me. The connection, the actual connection from source to you, is that direct line is becoming clear, is what I'm trying to get at. Beautiful. I love it. Okay, my love, so let's see how this is going to affect you or moving forward, what this has actually changed within you, besides the obvious here. So we have 5 of fire, 8 of fire, 7 of air in the reverse, King of earth in the reverse, and the 8 of earth. I really enjoy these cards for you because it actually talks about it feels like I was talking about, that recognition or that clarity of understanding, again, that being within oneself. This 5 of fire and this 8 of fire is very fitting. It's like sort of this competition and battle within oneself to go at it quickly, to get to some sort of end result much faster than the process requires, and this 7 of air here in the reverse, it feels like you found the strategy now. You found the way to sort of, like I said, combat or come back to that place of calm when things feel too hectic, too fast, too chaotic. So you've figured out, I'm saying, to ground better, or you're figuring this out. That's what I'm saying. This is a process in what you're doing so that you can come back to a state of surety and certainty and growth and strength and stability. And I'm specifically feeling like this is more about the self as opposed to just your environment, but obviously it can encompass all. But there's this really clear energy of like, I'm finding the right strategy to rebalance or recalibrate my energies. And in so doing, I will eventually find that right way, that mastery of attuning self, without me having to go to the extreme of too much or too hectic. Because now I'm a little bit more aware, I have a better strategy, I can hear or see or feel more clearly. Therefore, my actions now are a little bit more obvious to me and telling me or warning me when I need to chill the F out. That's lovely. Okay, I like that. So my beautiful pal ones, it seems like what's recently shifted in you, like we talked about, is this understanding how to come back to self, this breath work, this breathing, meditation, etc., all that good stuff. And you found a way to recalibrate your beautiful energy. And in so doing, Spirit now has a clearer channel to communicate with you and for you to understand what's being communicated, is really what I'm getting. Because I feel anyway, excuse me, that Spirit is continuously and will forever be communicating with us. Again, it's just a matter of us being in the attunement or frequency to be able to hear what's being given or see or feel, etc. Interesting. So we're going to take some the After Tarot. We have Justice, Nine of Pentacles, Wheel of Fortune in the reverse, another card, And the Knight of Pentacles in the reverse. Underneath the deck, we have the King of Swords in the reverse. So, my lovelies of pile one, again, coming back to the same energy of finding that balance, that justice, that understanding of what will bring you the most benefit in this life. You haven't fully gotten there because, again, you are learning and truly beginning to integrate this into your routine, your pattern, so that you are not stumbling in your future or not approaching it in an amateur way. Again, with this King and this Knight of Pentacles, about this King being like the pinnacle of the Pentacle court cards, Pentacles and the court cards. With that Knight coming out with the After Tarot in the reverse, it reminds me of if the Fool were to come out in the reverse, and how I would read it is, you're not coming at it as a complete amateur or beginner. There is something that you've already learned, a cycle that you've already completed and gone through, and now you have a new opportunity to address it in a new guise, possibly maybe not, in the same guise, and do it better. That's what I get, do it better. Because again, coming back to this communication, this Mercury energy of having a better or clearer channel now to communicate and you to understand, it feels like this is kind of where it was left in your energy before you found this method or way of being. It was a little cloudy, a little unsure, maybe a little bit, I want to say volatile in some respect. And that's what I was getting here, this sort of like competitive energy with self, like I should be doing this, I should be better, I should be able to do this faster. It was like that kind of energy. That's not the way to go about this, and you found that. You found a way to calm, to breathe, to settle. And also to no longer be, yeah, exactly, to no longer be, I guess, not succinct with your intentions and your actions. Again, coming back to being really mindful of who you are and what you need. Beautiful. Okay, with the Five of Air, you have sexual attraction. Woman of the World. Abundance. Generosity. Okay, next layer here I see, and faith. Very interesting, path one. There we go. Okay. All right, my lovelies of pile one. So there is an extra layer here of information that's being given in tandem with what I'm feeling here. Or it's almost like an underlying layer of the prior energy of you. You know, so there was like this really deep, like I said, very, not aggressive, but it kind of feels that way, aggressive attachment to something, or force or want for something. That's what I'm getting from the sexual attraction. Like so much passion, so much energy, so much now type of energy to be on top of whatever it is that you wanted to be on top of, which possibly can deal with some sort of abundance in one's life. Being at the epitome of that goal, you know? And it feels to me that your persona, or you already personified that, in other words. That's what I'm getting, like you already did that, but I think internally you weren't quite fully there. But externally, that's probably why I felt like in the beginning I said it's not so much about the external, this is about the internal. Like you are generous in spirit, and I think that's probably why the King of Pentacles, King of Earth, is in the reverse. It's like you had to learn to give back to yourself in a way that was way more generous than you had prior. Again, because everything feels like it's coming out of you or for the external. And you recognize that faith, that better discipline and faith, the mastery of faith, the understanding of what true stillness means, true presence means, true alignment also means. So it feels to me, my lovely collective, that this beautiful shift in you has to do with calm, peace, tranquility, surrender, serenity, knowingness, listening, and then doing. But right now you are very much in the listening phase, my lovelies. Breath in and out. It's really, really good. I want to get a couple cards on this woman of the world and this energy over here. Okay, they said just the one for the woman of the world. I will. And the King of Earth. Okay. Okay. We have surprise. Yeah. There is something about it. Like I was feeling, my lovelies, was there's this external expression of you that was already the things that you wanted to be on the inside. That's the best way I can sort of describe the feeling that I'm getting, the energy that I'm getting. It's not quite imposter syndrome. It's not quite that deep, but there is something about that feeling, you know, of having everything sort of well put together on the outside, but internally you feel like you might be crumbling or don't have it together. That's that energy. And right now it feels like what's shifted is you've discovered or found out or embraced a method that allows you to tap into that place of stillness for you to be exactly as you want to be inside and out. That's freaking awesome, Pawan. Damn. Then you have the Scholar, Service, and Falseness. See? You see what I'm getting at here? That service to self, right? That scholar, that knowingness, that, you know, in charge of life, fully got your shit together, in other words. Like there was a falseness in this. In your feeling is what I'm getting at. Not necessarily for real. It's just in your feeling there's like, but I'm not quite. All of this, I totally understand this energy. So it feels, my lovely, that you are really becoming and being this being of peace, of truly knowing what it feels like to be in flow. Consolation is the other card that flipped out for you guys. And again, it's for me, I always feel this is a sense of forgiveness, not like a consolation prize, but it feels like, again, this sense of forgiveness with self, understanding, being generous with self, having faith in self again, clarity with self. Oh wow, my beautiful collective. So this seems to be what is next for you, what you're really embracing, what you might be experiencing right now. So I hope these messages were helpful to you, my beautiful collective. I hope they gave you some insight and some confidence and reassurance that what you're doing is pretty freaking awesome. And it's leading you exactly to where you want to be. I'm sending you so much love. Please keep wadding your lives. Until next time, ciao. Welcome, my beautiful pal twos who chose the Rose Quartz Dolphin. We're going to start off with this card over here to find out what the main energy theme area where you have done the most shifting or the most recent shift. I'm going to read a small passage from the book after I tap into the card. Beautiful. You have past life activation. Awesome. So my lovelies, what I'm feeling for you is, for one, there's certain past lives or the activation of certain past lives in your consciousness now that might be replaying or playing out for you, and there are certain gifts, talents, etc., information, knowledge that you have acquired from your past lives that are being of use to you now. Therefore, an activation for that information, that energy, etc., that skill, that gift is what has recently been shifted. It feels like you've either gained information or are in the process, which it feels like that's the energy I'm getting today for the collective readings, that you're in the process of gaining this past life activation. Let's see what the book says. It says, you have talents within that have been developed through many varied life experiences. You have had many lifetimes already, even if you don't recall them consciously, helping you evolve and grow into the loving being that you are today. You desire to grow in consciousness and spiritual power, to assist the divine plan unfolding throughout the universe, is heard and supported by the spiritual worlds in all ways. To this end, past life material is being activated now for your benefit and the greater good. Perfect. That's exactly what's happening for you now. So that's the most recent shift, my loves. That's awesome. Let's see what else we got. We have Radiant. That's beautiful. What I just heard when I flipped the card was you will be able to recognize and activate your past radiance. There's something about it that you haven't seen in yourself before. Like there's a beauty within you, in other words, that you haven't seen before or haven't witnessed or recognized or acknowledged or thought was you. That's an interesting feeling. And then you have Serenity. Yeah, I feel like this sense of peace in knowing that I just heard that you've done this before, like that varied life experiences, as they said in the book. It's like there's a peace in knowing now that you have some sort of, it's like the skill to back it up or the knowledge to back it up, something that you've innately felt now sort of concretes or solidifies within you. Yeah, it's the as above, so below. It's that energy or that information being downloaded into you so that you can incorporate it into this third density here. Beautiful. Then we have the dice. Silence. Wow. Because when I flipped the dice, I heard gamble and a risk. I'm like, well, what are they taking a gamble and a risk on? And then silence came out, and it's like in this silence. So it's almost like you are withdrawing in some respect for you to speak louder. It's that vow of silence, so to speak, to be the listener right now, to take the risk on self and trust in the information that's coming. Knowing that, life isn't really going to get you, your achievements without taking certain risks or overcoming certain fears or hiccups within one's own personality or perceptions. So it feels, my beautiful collective of Pal 2, that what's recently shifted is this, what is recently shifted and is shifting, I should say, is your acknowledgement, spiritually speaking, consciously or not, of these past life activations within you that is probably creating this sense of silence or need for a sense of silence, stillness, alone time, and solitude. Because there's this, again, coming back to this radiance feeling that I'm getting, this awakening of a fuller expression of you, grabbing onto more fractals of your soul and spirit and reigniting them in this incarnation. That's pretty freaking awesome. Let's see what the tarot has to say. So we're going to find out, technically, I guess, like what's next for you, but like, sort of like, yeah, I guess what's next, or how you've developed this, or let's just see. We have the Fool in the reverse. Queen of Water. High Priestess in the reverse. Page of Fire. And Nine of Water. This is so awesomely fitting for you, Pal 2, when it comes to this past life activation. And again, I was saying in Pal 1, actually, how there was another card that came out that I felt like the Fool in the reverse, even though it was not the Fool. So this energy feels, for me, as I was saying in Pal 1, like this is not your first go-around. This is experiences from varied lifetimes. And that information, intuition, that deep sense of knowing now is coming up to the surface. Again, activating this particular past life for these particular gifts, taking a risk and a gamble on trusting what the information is coming in so that one can use this passion, this inspiration, this fire, this spark that we talked about to create whatever it is that you want, to create that wish fulfillment, to be the full expression of you in this particular incarnation, to create whatever it is that you want. But there is this beautiful sense of stillness that has allowed you, like I said, to speak louder, to speak clearer. I'm not entirely sure if you're fully at that expression yet, but it feels like you're really in the center right now of it coming finally, like either being able to be voiced or expressed or shown somehow, as opposed to it being still an internal process. It feels now it's coming out of you. This is freaking cool, Pal 2. Awesome. Let's see what the after tarot is going to add to these messages. So it feels like, my beautiful collective of Pile 2, that this activation, this deep sense of knowing, this knowledge coming to your attention or to your consciousness to allow you to ignite or to reignite a particular gift, skill, personality, goal, a remembrance of something is what I just heard. Meaning like a remembrance of a mission. It's freaking great. Wow. Okay, after tarot, we're going to take a couple of these. So first we have the Ten of Wands, the Two of Cups, the Nine of Cups in the reverse, beautiful, and the Ace of Pentacles. Underneath the deck, you have Strength in the reverse. As I was saying, my lovelies of Pile 2, this not your first go around, this Ten of Wands, it's like, but this go around now, this particular cycle, again, this incarnation, it's like you're taking, this is what I'm getting from the after tarot, it's like now that you've learned all of these particular lessons in whatever, however many lifetimes you've had, now you're gaining or taking all the crucial bits or the useful tips or bits in this particular life to develop even farther in your soul's evolution, which is again this merger of that higher mind within that emotional realm. When I actually truly prefer this particular Nine of Cups in the reverse with the after tarot, because this feels a little gluttonous to me. It feels a little greedy. And you know, this servant here, which feels like, you know, giving so much opulence and food and all of this stuff here, and I don't know, there's something about this card that always made me feel like it's a little greedy, you know? And I feel that this greediness that I am feeling from this card has to do with not a greed in a sense of hoarding your skills, but to a degree, yes. It's not that you were hoarding it to not share it. It was like you just may not have felt confident enough, radiant enough, skilled enough to be able to really present it to the world. That's what this feeling feels like. Now that particular greed, as I'm referencing this, is ready to be shared now. That one really key element that incorporates or encompasses or amalgamates you or integrates is the better word, all of the past lives that you've had, all the information that you've gained and are continuing to gain, and producing this sort of nugget of wisdom, life, expression, a beautiful wish fulfillment when it comes to, again, the soul's evolution. Why we're really here is to learn, is to grow, is to experience, is to get stronger, right? So it's a feeling of no longer feeling meek within one's own capabilities. It's having the confidence to know that you have done this before and you have mastered it before, and now you're getting some of that mastery into this life. I really enjoy this for you, 𝙁𝙗. Yeah, the Emperor. I know that it's in reverse, but again, I'm feeling like it's not so rigid anymore. It's not so stuck. It's not so withheld. And again, that might be a more of a deeper metaphor, meaning that you weren't ready to receive this information prior to this because you may have been, locked in somehow, or holding on to it too tightly, or holding on to something, a perception, a perspective, an ideology, a belief, And now I feel like you're ready. You're ready to loosen that grip, so to speak, so spirit can enter and give you what they want to give you. I love it. Okay, let's get an underneath layer. We have bad news. Interesting. Deception. I know exactly where this is going. Fame. Secrets. Damn, 𝙁𝙗. Somebody or something was really trying to keep you under your light, like under their light, like in the shadow. This is interesting. And then battle. Why am I not surprised? Wow. Okay, 𝙁𝙗. So what I'm feeling here, as the reading went also in 𝙁1 when it comes to the underneath layer of energy, it's almost a feeling of like what you were prior to the shift. That's what this feels like. And this bad news energy with the Fool and this Ten of Wands energy, it's again coming back to that feeling for me that you didn't feel like you were capable in some way, that you could. I don't know why that was. I don't know if it's specifically about the people around you, the conversations that were had, or your environment that you were in. But it does lean more to an environment and people per se. But regardless, you have learned what you needed to learn and been through some shit. We already can see this with the Ten of Wands. But this cycle of that strife is done. And this deception that was had or had happened in multiple possibly past lives, even in this one per se, could have been more specifically around emotional deceptions, romantic deceptions, matters of the heart, things that really mattered to you, things that you may have wanted to take a risk on, but people were just like, nah, 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 or they were just silent about it and just didn't give you what you needed. However, that did not deter you in the capacity or in the way that I think those outside energies expected or wanted it to, because you ended up creating this particular fame within your strife. You built the skills while people may have seemed like they were stepping on you or delivering no's to you all of the time. And I'm saying this fame is within self, the fame within your past lives, the experiences that you have gained, the understanding, of why, again, maybe that's why I was getting all this deception or this gluttonous, greedy energy with this Nine of Cups, those secrets. Like maybe people were feeding you lies or telling you you were more than or less than, whatever that might have been. And then you ended up, it was a battle for yourself. Like you had to fight this within you, fight the deception, fight the naysayers, the bad news, the secrets, and in this false sense of fame or false sense of environment. That's what you were fighting for. No wonder you didn't feel very strong. So there is this releasing of this need, again, that serenity and silence, of silencing yourself from this energy, detaching yourself from this energy, and remembering your own radiance. So this is another layer to the information, but it really does feel like this is what you were coming from. This fame energy is very interesting when it comes to this high priestess, because there's a twofold energy being in the center of your reading: past life activation, the high priestess of bringing this information to consciousness. Technically, is that what brings you fame, or is that fame because of past lives? You've already accomplished that, and you weren't necessarily seeking it in that respect. However, the information, knowledge, and all of that stuff that created that fame within you is always, and it will always be, present. So it's a matter of you recognizing what this fame energy is for you, and how people or energies around you have either tainted that or over amplified it in a false sense, and now you're finding what your true fame is. Like, however this plays out for you, it doesn't really matter, but there is this really strong emphasis on you being in a spotlight, or you being acknowledged for something, you having the radiance. This is very interesting, Paul, too. I want to get clarifier on the fame energy here and this bad news energy. Okay, and then all right, loves, on the fame, you have reunion. Exactly. That's the reunion with self, is what I was feeling. And then cheerfulness. Perfect. Yeah, my friend, that's what it is. It's that reunion with self, you remembering the fame, the who you actually are, your glory, your magnificence. And then we have, for the bad news, Fool, we have the Doctor, Servant, and Priest. Interesting. I'm telling you, I think you overexhausted yourself in so many past lives. Like, you just were that. You could have been that servant, that overworked wife. You could have been a nun. You could have, if what this feels like for me, it feels more like how some of your past lives ended. That priest being the final card here, being like your burial, or the priest reading it, that's what this feels like. So past lives. So it feels like, again, there's just this malady, this harboring of so much shit, and it feels like finally in this particular incarnation you're not going to have to deal with so much of it, because you've already activated those lessons from your past lives. And it has something to do with these energies too, being that servant, that malady, or the doctor coming to you, especially in those olden times where any type of fluctuation in emotion was some fucking malady for a woman. It's like that kind of energy here, which is very interesting. So I really do feel like there is this ending of a particular pattern within your soul's cycle. It's completed. That battle is finally done. Finally done. Yeah, that misfortune, that battle's finally done. That sorrow, finally done. Sweetheart. So again, I'm telling you, there's like people and things that hurt you, and you have learned through past experience, through this present life also, that it's not the way that you want to go about moving forward. So you're going to continue to be silent, to keep activating, to keep growing, to keep learning, and to be really present with self. I think, and I want to say really gentle with self too. Forgiveness is what I feel like you need for being so hard on yourself, and for accepting these energies as they were presented. I think you have a much stronger backbone now. You have more clarity on who you are and what you are. That magnificence and power. And I don't think that's going to falter as easily moving forward at all anymore, knowing the true nature of who you are. I think that's a magnificent way to end your reading, my beautiful pal twos. I hope this was helpful. I am sending you the most amount of love. Please keep watering your lives. Until next time, ciao. Welcome, my beautiful pal threes. Okay, we're going to find out, how have you recently shifted? The theme, the area, etc. We're going to start off with this card. I'm going to tap into it, and then I will read a passage from the book. Nice. Number 19, an invitation to connect. So my lovelies, it feels like so far energetically your shift has been in how you're connecting and opening up of your heart space, the receptivity of the information, being a clear conduit and channel for spirit to connect with you. There's been either a clearing out of energy or an opening up, or both for that matter, for you to receive. There's a really big emphasis on channeling information, downloads. Some of it is prophetic, but all of it is to help humanity individually and as a whole. That's beautiful. So it feels like you've opened up your heart space in some way, and it's awesome. Let's see what the book says. It says, love exists throughout our universe. Many loving beings that do not belong to the human race exist in worlds beyond the earthly realm. Among these are those who are aware of the spiritual plight of humanity and are willing and able to help us move forward. Unlike those who close their minds because they fear the unknown, you have an open mind and an open, receptive heart. Beings from other worlds recognize you as a receptive channel for their unconditionally loving assistance in this world. You will both benefit from this individually and help the planet. So you are being offered an invitation to connect. Lovely. That's exactly what's happening for you, my love. You are finding a deeper way to connect to your spiritual team and self. Let's see what else we got. We have love. Perfect. I talked about that, right? Open, receptive heart. Beautiful, loving energy. Best way to connect. And then prosperity. Abso-freaking-lutely. Prosperity of all. Prosperity of life, of gifts, of all types of abundance. But what I'm getting here is a real deep, visceral, somatic type of sense and connection to spirit. A deep sense of love, of warmth, of comfort, and a sense of coming home is what I'm feeling. I just heard prosperity will be gained through one's own talents, and then I heard one's hands. Beautiful. Look at this. Encounters. How perfect. It's exactly what you're doing. An invitation to have encounters with your spirit team more frequently, more clearly, more readily. And then the sun. What? Just bringing it all into light, illuminating all that needs to be illuminated for you, my lovely. That is so freaking awesome. Spirit is like, wow, pile 3. I'm just shuffling this because I didn't shuffle from the last pile. So, my love, what it feels like for you that's recently shifted or is in the process of shifting is your connection to spirit, your spirit team, your connection to self, source, the encounters you might be having. You might be having some extra spiritual, different types of encounters, maybe extraterrestrials, cosmic beings, angels, animal spirits. Like, it could be a whole bunch or a plethora of all of these things. But it really does feel like something is being illuminated and highlighted. They're showing me like aperture. Is that the right word? When you're opening up the frame of the camera, like I'm seeing it widen is what I'm getting. It's really beautiful. Okay, let's see. We're going to get, technically, I guess, what's next for you as you're moving forward with this energy. We'll see. Messenger of Earth. Beautiful. Just like the Knight of Earth, Knight of Pentacles. 3 of Earth. The World. Seven of Water in the reverse. And the 4 of Fire. Amazing. Pile 3. What it feels like for you is, this is exactly it. You are a messenger on this earth, and you will be given messages for you to create, to co-create with spirit. This is the encounters to give back to the world, as this says, individually helping yourself and the world. No longer in a place of confusion. Also not in a place of illusion or thinking that what you might be receiving is an illusion. You're now able to anchor in your knowing. That is what's happening for you, my lovely. This invitation to connect is in the deep sense of trusting your knowing. And that Four of Earth, that is what it is for me right here. It is grounding that in, it is celebrating that also, and it is creating a better foundation for more information to be received from you so that you can share it with the world. This beautiful cycle, as above, so below again. I love that. Pile 3, this is major. Major, yeah, talk about good luck, you know, the sense of prosperity, growth, abundance in all forms, my love, in all forms. This is interesting. Okay, let's get the after tarot. I'll get some info. I wasn't ready, but I'll take a look. Page of Cups. All right, pile 3. So first we have the Page of Swords in the reverse. The King of Pentacles in the reverse. The Eight of Wands. And the Queen of Wands. Underneath the deck, we have the Knight of Cups. So my lovely collective, what I'm really feeling here is, again, not being this novice anymore, or not being naive in a sense about your own strength and own gifts and your own connection, of you being able to truly root and, like we said, ground it in to this existence of yours for you to be able to help, period. And I think that all this information is going to come in really quick for you, because it almost feels like you are transitioning from, not even transitioning, it's almost as if like you've already mastered a sense of the material realm in some capacity, and now you're on the journey or on the trajectory of mastering the spiritual realm, of bringing prosperity in that area of your life with speed, with this intuitive knowing, this, I want to say, a passionate insight, you know, a perspective that has been developed over time through millennia is what I just heard. And again, coming back to this messenger again, a messenger of emotions, a messenger in this earth, on this earth, excuse me. They're telling me that there's information that is needing to be shared through you. And it, like, they're showing it to me coming in through that star chakra and then coming right out through your heart. You know, it wasn't coming from your throat or your mouth. It was like coming right out from your heart. So I have a feeling that this has more to do with your intentions behind things, or your reasons behind you doing anything in your life. Period, anything. Whether that be opening a door or holding a door open for somebody, or investing in somebody, or creating something. It doesn't matter. There's something about why you do something is going to have a really big impact on what produces. You know, on how it produces, on how it develops, and how it gains its momentum or prosperity. Wow. Okay. So with this layer here, it's been giving us, talk about, you got a horseshoe twice, pile 3. It's been giving us sort of like the underneath layer, or the, you know, the persona or the personality or the character that you may have been prior to this shift within you. They said solitude first. Oh, they said next. Okay. I'll show you them in a second. Okay. So first you have good luck, or good fortune, I should say. You have barrier. Judgment. Solitude. And anxiety. So my love, when I was talking about this being like the past energy of you, again, you've always had this within you, this ability to connect, but there was some sort of barrier. And I don't know if it had to do with like a material barrier where like our everyday life got in the way technically of us being able to connect with self, or just not having enough time to do so because we are after the money. Not in a bad way, just this is our world. Like without it we can't really function here comfortably, you know? And this judgment here is there was a fork in the road. There was a decision made. There was, what am I doing here in this world? How am I contributing, in with my gifts? How am I making or putting my imprint on society and making it somehow better? That's what this feels like. And now you finally tapped into that because of some sort of solitude, a way of tapping or understanding how to tap back into self, quieting self to have these special encounters of a special kind, you know? You might have a little bit of anxiety around this energy. I can understand this. This feels like more of a past energy about how do I go about making that shift. It's a big life change is what I feel. And there's an understandable amount of anxiety that comes with any type of change, whether it's wanted or not. So there has always been this good fortune, this good luck with you, always. It's with you always. Now you are just finally being able to allow yourself to open up to what you really, really want in this life, what your soul's really calling for you to do. What it wants to do is to be that messenger. Yeah, that 10 of Cups. To be that messenger to bring in this bounty, to this love and this light. So my lovely collective, your reading is a lot quicker because it's a lot clearer. It's very direct, your reading. And this invitation to connect is the main bulk of it. It's like you have all this opportunity now because, like, again, I really do feel like you have spent a lot of time on something that you've already mastered when it comes to this earthly realm, whether that be a material way or some other way, but it's solid. So now spirit really wants you to put that focus or that energy or that know-how that you did with this material into the spiritual practice of yours. And like they said, you're a beautiful channel, an open receptive heart to be able to receive these messages, so they want to be able to give them to you. So don't bar yourself off in some way by being overly distracted or overly busy with world affairs. There's something about you needing that solitude for you to really truly find those answers within. Amazing. I love this. Okay, so I'm going to get a couple of extra cards on barrier and anxiety. Okay. And then for anxiety, all right, my loves. First we have the Servant, the Lord, and the Doctor. Interesting. So my love, it feels here, this barrier, it feels like you are almost at the mercy of, like, I want to say, like, the man. That's the way this comes out. Like, again, back into this focus of this material realm of, like, what's the best way for me to have the most amount of stability in this realm? Back in the day, and still to this day, doctor is a very, a prestigious career that will allow you a lot of money, sure, and accessibility to things. However, it does not necessarily always give you enough time for yourself. And that's what I feel like you're almost like a slave to the work or to the job or to the person or to something. And that you finally made that shift and switch, be like, this is not going to be sustainable for me. So I need to figure out another way to create a different type of abundance that I'm really seeking. That's what this energy feels like. For the anxiety, you have Merchant, Reunion, and then Journey. Perfect. I love that. I just saw 444. So my lovelies, when it comes to this anxiety, again, this is about, I'm feeling like trading the anxiety for a reunion with self. That's what I feel when it comes to this Merchant energy. Because it's like, I'm no longer going to be in this sort of anxious state, or feel, this is your past energy, right? Like, I made that decision. Like, I've traded that in to reconnect with self. And that connection with self is an actual journey. It's a full freaking journey, a full process now for me to reconnect with myself, source, love, prosperity, the encounters of the people and energies that want to connect with me. They just told me to read the invocation in the book for this card. Interesting. I did not do that for any other pile. I'm curious as to what it says. They said just this page. Okay. As a member of the human race, through my own free will and for the greatest good, I call upon all beings that resonate with the quality of unconditional love and wish to assist in humanity and earth to evolve on the divine path of divine love. I ask for unconditionally loving ascendant masters to serve Christ consciousness, to be the gateway through which permission is confirmed for these beings to enter Earth's field and assist humanity according to divine will, grace, and love. May all beings be happy, free. Be happy and free, so mote it be. So that's what's happening for you, my lovelies. That's exactly what it is, for it to be everybody to be happy and free. And I think you have finally found that process for you to get to that deeper sense of happiness that I think you were really looking for, which is that true sense of prosperity within, the integrity of soul, the sovereignty of soul, the understanding of one's own power and abilities, the gifts that one wants to share. It's a beautiful, beautiful transition and shift for you, and it's a very fortuitous one, full of love, full of connection, full of beautiful encounters, spiritual and otherwise, bringing you into that light of who you are, into your full power. Oh, my beautiful collective, what an awesome way to end your reading. I am sending you so much love. Please keep wadding your lives. Until next time, ciao.